Now let's explore the datasets through the use of one of the notebooks provided, the CWIQ Platform Exploratory Data Analysis or the EDA notebook. We can go to the notebooks directory and then choose the EDA folder. Exploratory data analysis is automatically done for every dataset through these notebooks. This powerful tool is designed to streamline your evaluation of new datasets by providing the following. First is the data structure and quality insight, where it quickly assesses the integrity and structure of your dataset. Second is the first pass analysis and pattern recognition, where it identifies key patterns and trends for deeper exploration. And lastly is the data visualization, where it generates visual insights to better understand the data. Now we have here the Extract Alpha Estimized Dataset Notebook. Note that each notebook's content is divided into three parts, which are the structural checks, the quality checks, and the visualizations. Before the structural checks, we can see an overview of the dataset and date range information, wherein we can know how many years the dataset covers. In this notebook, we only loaded 2 years worth of data for demo purposes, but we can also load more datasets if needed. The notebook is fully customizable, allowing you to tailor it to your specific needs and extract additional insights during your analysis. Moving on to its first section, the structural checks. We can see below the preset functions for us to use when analyzing the dataset. Each preset function is defined by what it does, what it returns, and the parameters that they will have to pass in. But we are also free to create and run our own user-defined functions in the notebooks. For example, here we can take a glimpse of what the dataset contains by displaying the first 5 rows of the dataset or the head. If you need further information about what each column means, you can always go back to the data store and go to the glossary tab and see the columns of the formatted data. Going back to the notebook, the next table shows the tail of the dataset or the last 5 rows. Next table would be what each dataset has, like how many null values and what corresponding data types they have. Last, for structural checks, would be the summary of descriptive statistics for each column of the dataset with which we can generate insights from. We also have data quality checks and preset functions that we can use to check duplicates and missing files. To visualize this, we have plots that show the completeness of the dataset across 1 year. For both years, we can see that we have complete files for all days. We also have plots that show the trend for each column across the specified period, which can also be filtered to a specific security. There are also plots that show the distribution of mean through time. We can also see here the revenue for just one specific strata or a liquidity indicator. We can also do some univariate analysis to check for existing outliers such as box plots, violin plots, and histograms. Another plot would be the CWIQ codes through time. We can see that it is kind of uniform. The coverage is continuously increasing, which is a good sign. We can also do some histogram to see the distributions of the dataset. With this, we can see how our dataset is distributed across the sectors and vice versa. Aside from analyzing numerical columns, we can also plot categorical columns based on the frequency of each value. For example, here is the frequency of the column period ends on of the dataset. On the other hand, there is also an option to do bivariate analysis to compare two variables of our choice against each other. Next is the correlation heat map for different sectors. This is very important when diversifying portfolios because we want to minimize risk through identifying negatively correlated sectors. For example, we can see here the different NAIC sectors wherein mining and wholesale trade move in different locations. We can see some negative correlations, which is, as a rule of thumb, kind of good in terms of diversification. Based on the charts displayed earlier, it will eventually lead to further investigations down to a specific data point, and there is no need to go to another platform. We can do all those analysis while staying in this notebook. And those are just very high level. But you can already see what you can do here, right? You can play around the way you want it just by using this notebook without going to a bunch of other software or platforms.